So you've got our zipline tool. You've got it equipped. We are ready to explore these other parts of the island. Whee! So this is the mayor's house, right? Pretty sure it says mayor up there. Didn't check. Yeah, that says. I'm pretty sure that says mayor. Can't really tell from this angle, but let's just pretend it says mayor. Yeah, so we need 3 battery charger parts, of which we have 2. 2 battery charger parts. So we only need 1 more. Cool hat. Best fluid. Cool hat. Need the mayor's chest key. So we've got more needs and no haves. Oh, there's a briefcase up here. Scrap, and metal. I moved the quote unquote software I'm using just gives me a display of all it gives me a display of the time that the video has been recording for. So it has to display a little widget on screen, and that used to be like towards the upper right hand corner, and it was blocking a bunch of common UI placement. So I moved it to the bottom right hand corner, and now it is still blocking common UI placement. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it, with not knowing what the most recent item I acquired is. It's like directly over it. I'm not even joking. I gotta cook something. Cooked fish of some kind. So I can zip back to there. There's a part down there it looks like I can zip to. I'm gonna zip over here first. Ah! I fell in window. There's a ladder here, good. Oh, that's the infirmary. I should probably go over there because I have the infirmary key. And from here I can go back to the platform. Ah, big pigs. Yes. So this is good reason to have the bow. I swear to you, these guys are hostile. No, I missed. Okay, so these guys only take 3 arrows to kill. They're not that tough. Of course, they tend to run around a lot. Ah! 3rd one. Yeah, these guys just kind of charge around. Come back here. Gotcha. Oh, these guys get a bunch of leather. Okay, good. You get the arrows back when you harvest the body. Okay, that's good. I don't need to pick them up individually. That's actually very good. Oh my god, there's a 4th one? Ah! Bees! Got bees. I brought my sweet knife. Yeah. Come here. And there's some... can I hold the honeycombs? No, I can't hold the honeycombs yet. That's another fish head. Now I can. Takes a while to pick these up. Healing salve. That's a thing that heals you. Surprisingly, it heals you. I know, crazy, right? I don't need this extra plank. I also probably don't need the healing salve, but you know. Might as well have it on hand, because it's more useful than that extra plank. I should also probably dump this stuff in my raft after I check out this area. Infirmary key. Okay, note. Let's see. It's been 3 days stuck in this shack, sick as a dog. I don't think I can treat anyone in my condition, and these people know it. I've asked them to leave me here. It's salmonella. It has to be. Those pigs may be seated here from the last century. They couldn't have been sanitary, and we were careless. This had been the only meat we'd had in months. I was just so happy to have it. I didn't notice the butchers were getting sick. I'd managed to get enough antibiotics from Hing to treat the first few, but it didn't last. They're cutting the bridge connecting us to the other islands now. The others are preparing to leave. No matter, Caravan Town is no more than a rock and a scrap town. They'll make another. Oh, wow. So they all caught Mayor's chest key. Okay, that's good to have. More healing cell. Oh, this is good healing cell. So everyone died of salmonella. Told you we'd have more stuff than we could ever think about using. That's probably a bad place to put it. But I don't care. Oh, and this is for, like... Yeah, this is where I should put the heads. This is for plants and recipes and other weird stuff like that. I'm gonna put the hat in there. Took a bit of an interlude there to sort everything, sort through a little bit of my inventory and get some stuff put into the places that it should be, or it wasn't, because I haven't been sticking perfectly to the sorting system, and I really should be focusing on sticking perfectly to the sorting system, because if I lose the sorting system, then why even have it in the first place? Anyway, we got the mayor's chest key. I know I'm still missing that third battery charger part. I don't know where it is, but I want to open this first, because it might be in here. Engine controls, yes. Allows you to control engines from a separate spot. That is good. And a sticky note. Tangaroa. Okay, that's the next story location. That was all that was in the chest. I could have sworn there's more in here. Isn't there supposed to be more in there? I swear, there's supposed to be more than just the sticky note and the engine controls. The blueprint, even. Okay, so now we need to find that battery charger part. I have no idea where it could be. Well, we haven't been down here yet, so let's check down here. Planks and scrap and another hinge. Beans. Bag of beans. Hey, no. We boiled the kelp. Sanjay actually ate some. Brave Sanjay. They tasted like salty cardboard, but they made us not hungry for a while. Then they came right back out, and it wasn't fun, not even a little bit. Pa said we made so much noise we scared the pigs. Ma came in. It looked like she was crying, but then Sanjay let one rip and she couldn't stop laughing. Dr. Hendricks says it's nothing serious, but he still wanted to know if we'd had any meat. We hadn't gotten our portions yet. That seemed to calm him down. Dr. Hendricks looked very tired with all those people lined up in his hut. When we got home, Sanjay's pa was there. He said I'm a bad influence on Sanjay and dragged him away. They think they've put an end to my experiments, but science neither rests, neither does Deado. So they ate some kelp. If you handle it properly, actually, seaweed and kelp, seaweed, I think it's interchangeable. I don't actually know. Seaweed's actually not that bad of a snack, but I'm assuming they didn't do it right, and they got all burpy. Got the locations, just gotta check all of them. I'm pretty sure I got the one down by the docks. Yeah, it's not here. Got the one down by the docks. The only reason I'm looking it up is because I've done this before, and I remember it being incredibly tedious, and that the third one was not hidden in an intuitive place or something like that. I just remember it being tedious to just comb through the entire island 3 times to find this thing. I'm pretty sure I haven't been up here, but you know, it probably would have been a while before maybe not. I don't know how long it would have been. And then it doesn't help that this isn't exactly intuitively designed to communicate that you can get up here. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to be able to get up from this point. Maybe you have to go up the stairs first. I don't even remember. But I probably would have given up and thought, okay, you're not supposed to get up there just from that point. Of all the levels, I'll say this again, of all the levels, this one was my least favorite of all the story locations. Yeah, 'cause there's no good way to get on top of this. You have to go down from here. It's not intuitive at all. Makes it feel like there's nothing up here. I'm pretty sure this is the one I missed, because, I'm hitting the spacebar, it's not jumping. Okay, you have to go, like, back around here, drop down onto here to get to this ladder. That is just, it's weird and out of the way, especially compared to all the other stuff. Like, the radio tower was great. Maybe it was just biased because the radio tower was simpler and I understood it. Like, it just doesn't feel intuitive. Taking that back, I guess I was wrong. But I still don't know where the last part is, really. This map isn't... It's a map of the island, but it's like a hand-drawn map made in paint. So, you know, its helpfulness is not top tier. Let's just say that. It's great. I'm gonna check the one up by the mayor's office, because if I spend all that time looking around and it turns out the one up by the mayor's office is the one I'm missing, then I'm gonna be really angry. Yep, it was this one. Okay, so let's head over to the mayor's office. I still don't like that it gets so dark at night. I mean, I get it, atmosphere and all that, and then you don't want to... But, like, there's no additional threats at night. Like, the lack of ability to see is the only thing that changes at night. So it's just, like... I really strongly dislike... I don't need the blueprint. Can I research battery part? Battery. I'm talking. I dislike... Ow. I dislike, God, I cannot get this thought out of my head. Someone's picking me on Discord again, oh my god. I dislike things in games that obstruct your vision. I do not like them. I do not understand how that's considered a good gameplay decision, good design decision. Like, losing because the enemy was stronger than me, okay. Losing because I made a bad mistake, okay. But, like, losing because I can't see anything, that just... Like, unless the game is designed around the inability to see, which is, like, you know, count those off on one hand. Unless the game is designed around that, it doesn't make sense. It's frustrating to lose because something happened that you pretty much had no influence over. Like, you influence being overconfident and going into an area before you're ready. You influence your poor decisions in any given scenario. You influence the options and stuff, but, like, getting completely blinded and then attacked by something you can't even see, you have no influence over that. That's not something you have control over. You did not make the choice to be completely blind, unless you did somehow. But, like, the thing is, it just feels like a lazy way to jack up the difficulty, because, you know, it's you're really not supposed to do that kind of thing, because it's frustrating. Okay. Yes, titanium. I've reached that phase, so we've got to get titanium, and we do that with the metal detector. I'm pretty sure I just researched that. Metal detector. Here we go. Oh, that's easy. I can make that. I mean, I say that for everything, because I just have so much resource. So much resource. I have an excess of resources. I do not have a whole lot of copper, though, so I should be careful. Eats up a lot of scrap. That's concerning. This has a limited durability like everything else. Durability is also another thing I don't like. I mean, I understand why they do it, but I don't like the way that a lot of games do durability. Okay. So the way this metal detector works is you hold it out and it goes boop. This is not going boop right now because there's nothing nearby for it to detect, but I'm pretty sure there's like 3 hits on the big islands. There's 3 deposits. Oh, I need a shovel for that, don't I? Okay, I need to make a shovel. Yeah, but like durability is just a game design decision that I don't fully understand it. I mean, I get that it's for like they don't want you to just do get a thing from a system and then never touch that system again. But like if you have that as your system, that's poor design of the system. Like if you can just make something that you never want to change right off the bat, then that's a flaw with your system and not something that needs to be corrected with durability. Like in Minecraft in particular, it's really rough because like you can get these really good tools and stuff. You can get diamond gear and enchant it and make it netherite, but like as you do that, it gets more and more expensive to do. And like sure, it's more expensive to repair a more enchanted tool, but it's also more expensive the more times you've repaired it. So it's like eventually they want to push you to break your tools, thus requiring you to go through the process of creating them all over again. And that's a guess that they don't want you to have like mega tools, but it's like just it makes unbreaking more valuable than it honestly should be. No ping. Do I need to turn this on? It makes unbreaking more valuable than it should be in Minecraft, but it's like I spent hours, literal probably hours of my time drilling through this stupid nether dimension, getting that stupid ancient debris. Oh, got a ping. So it's based on proximity and not direction, I think. I spent hours, probably literal hours of my time, mining through this stupid nether dimension. Oh, it's off this cliff, isn't it? Yeah. Or is it over there? It's probably over there. I'm gonna go over there. Spent hours of my life mining through the stupid nether dimension, getting to the stupid netherite, and I spent. Netherite is obscenely rare. Like obscenely rare. Like I was playing some modded Minecraft, and I had this tool that you just held left click, and the wall just vaporized in front of you. And I was drilling for. I did not sleep. It's still dark. All the enemies are dead, so I don't care. I was drilling for maybe an hour before finding enough netherite. Yeah, just take the shovel to it and it digs. Okay, I was digging for maybe an hour to find enough netherite. Just a bunch of junk. Okay. So that's how the metal detector works. You hold it out, you get proximity, and you go trace it down, then you dig with a shovel. Anyway, as I was saying, like it took me like an hour to find enough netherite to make just one netherite tool, and then like it barely has more durability than diamond, which is a lot of durability, but still, like I did not refill my water bottle. What am I doing with my life? It's like it breaks. And since you're going to be using it for everything, because it's so much better than anything else you could have, like I don't see the point of making the literal best pickaxe in the game, and then not using it because it will break if you use it too much. Like I like the way Terraria does it, where there's just a lot of progression through the tiers, and it gets better and better and better as you go up through the tiers of ore. And Minecraft doesn't have enough ore to do that, but Terraria does, because there's a lot of ore in Terraria. But in Minecraft, like the durability on this netherite pickaxe that you probably spent literal hours of your time to get, both for mining for diamonds, which takes a while, and then mining the netherite you need to make the netherite ingot to turn it from a diamond into a netherite pickaxe, and then it incurs an XP penalty for crafting it, which XP is a very valuable resource. I mean, not like directly, but it's used for enchanting and repair, and then it's like, it's so expensive to repair, and it's expensive to enchant, and like, I get making it expensive to repair based on its enchantments, but like making it more expensive to repair the more you've repaired it, it just pushes you to eat up so much experience, and that experience that could have been put to other uses, you're just spending all of your experience repairing your tools, then eventually gets too expensive to repair, so the tool eventually has to break. And Minecraft, there are games that do durability well, but Minecraft isn't one of them, because you're just spending an inordinate amount of effort on these singular tools and armor, only to have them inevitably broken, and all of that work rendered temporary, and then you have to do all that work again. And in Minecraft, where it can take like literal hours to make a single tool of top tier, just starting from the previous tier, not like hours from start of game, but like it can take you, if you have 0 diamonds, it can take you, depending on how lucky you are with mining, it can really take you literal hours to find diamonds. And then you need the diamond. I'm pretty sure you need diamond pickaxe to mine netherite. And it's not affected by fortune, so you can't get more of it. You need to find, like, it spawns, netherite debris spawns in, like, groups of 1, maybe 2 if you're incredibly lucky, and it spawns only in, like, 10% of chunks, and a chunk is, like, 16 blocks. And I recognize that at this point I've spent way too much time ranting about Minecraft when I'm playing Raft, but, you know, I like to talk about what I like to talk about, and I have time to kill. But like, you're spending a lot of time, and there's no real way to make it go faster, because you hit a point where you're digging as fast as you can through netherrack, regardless. I'm not gonna find the last spot, so we're gonna move on. We got a code 3277. Also upwind, or downwind. Weird, I always thought the story locations were in upwind. Maybe I'm just getting lucky, maybe they can be in any direction after Balboa. But right now, I'm looking for our small islands, not necessarily to the next story location, which is Tangaroa. I want to find small islands so I can use the metal detector, dig up some titanium, and make the engine control, which I'm going to stick right here, and the battery recharger, which I'm probably going to put in this gap here, maybe. I kind of like to stand in this gap. But I really just need some small islands, or big islands, any islands really. The big islands have like 2 points, and the small islands always have 1, I think. Maybe sometimes they don't have any, I don't remember exactly. But, we just need to find islands. God, did I really spend 30 minutes ranting about tool durability in Minecraft? I think I honestly spent 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, I don't remember. I was just looking at the timer, like, I'm pretty sure I just spent 30 minutes ranting about tool durability in Minecraft. Oh, me. That is so me. I talk too much. Playing this game always reminds me of Sea of Thieves. It really shouldn't. I really don't want to be reminded of Sea of Thieves. I have an unhealthy relationship with Sea of Thieves. I don't play it anymore. Let's just put it that way. I could not stand it anymore. If you're looking for examples of... That's an island. If you're looking for examples of a good game ruined by a bad community, look no further than Sea of Thieves. That is like the pinnacle of good game, bad community. Which is a shame too, because it is a good game, but there's just no way, there's no feasible way to play alone. I mean, I'm pretty sure last I heard they were like implementing solo servers, but they were paid. Like, I'm not gonna pay to play a game alone. Just the community is just so up there. It's up there. It's the nicest thing I can say about it. The community is really up there. I'm not gonna say where, but they are up there. Not all of them, of course. Like, I understand that overgeneralization is bad and all that, but like a huge portion of the community is up there. But Sea of Thieves as a concept and as a game is fun. It's just the community. That's it. Like, spend 5 minutes in Sea of Thieves and you'll understand. Spend 5 minutes on the Sea of Thieves forums and you'll understand what I mean when I say they're up there. Because really, they are up there. People call the Deep Rock Galactic community toxic. They don't know. They don't know jack. It's a fine line between elitism and just general trolling. And yeah, they are both not good, but like, one is significantly less good than the other. Ah, here we are. Briefcase. That gives me titanium, right? Just one. Just one. Just one. If you're wondering where I got all my seafaring capabilities from, Sea of Thieves. Absolutely. I played that game a lot. Liked it. Then I discovered the community. And I stopped liking it very rapidly. But it did teach me some useful skills, like sailing. So I'm so good with the ship's wheel and stuff. I got really good at Sea of Thieves, actually, and I also got really good at the PvP aspects of it, but ultimately just the community just beat me out of the game. I just could not stand it. It was unhealthy. Unhealthy to be around, unhealthy to participate in. I'm gonna starve to death. Just unhealthy. And again, spend 5 minutes on the Sea of Thieves forums and you'll see what I mean. But really, it's not a fun place to be. It's fun for a while, and then you start to realize that the bad experiences you've been having are the only experiences that you'll be having. And it's just... There's a lot of consternation in the community. Like, I think I made 2 guides and a 3-paragraph review for Sea of Thieves, and the guide that explains how to get away from attacking players and my review are still receiving clown awards. To this day, I wrote them like 5 months ago, and to this day I am still getting clowned for the review that explains why I don't like the game, and the guide that all it does is explain to you, a solo player on the smallest ship there is, how to get away from players on bigger, faster, stronger ships. That is all it does, and I'm getting clowned for that, called a coward. Like, I don't know if I'm not gonna take like quote samples. I'm not gonna call out shames, name names. I'm not gonna do any of that. But like, I get called names just for voicing my opinion on the fact that I would like to not participate in PvP constantly. That is the kind of stuff that the community chews you out for. Just not participating in PvP is taboo. Like, I'm serious. Like, people are literally getting shouted off the forums for saying, I don't want to fight every player I see. That's hardly an exaggeration. That's maybe like a 20% exaggeration. Okay, so we learned both those things. God, I've spent like 90% of this episode off topic. Okay, 4 for the battery charger, and 6 for the engine controls? God! That's a lot of titanium for some convenience. There just are not very many good cooperative shooters, and before anyone protests, no, I do not consider team-based PvP to be a cooperative shooter. I stopped enjoying PvP games a long time ago. It started with League of Legends, I think, and some of the mobile League Lights spin-off / rip-offs. I'm hesitant to call them rip-offs because I don't really know. I'm hesitant to call things rip-offs. I really shouldn't call things rip-offs. I don't want to. I don't like it when people call things rip-offs because it's rarely actually a rip-off. It's just inspired by. But you have to admit, a lot of those mobile MOBA lights are pretty similar to each other, apart from the character rosters and stuff. Except for Pokemon Unite. That actually tries to do something different with the genre. But, like, it started with the MOBAs, the 5v5 League of Legends style games, and of course, League of Legends is infamous for its toxic community, but it wasn't really that. I was playing a completely different one. It wasn't League of Legends, that was lesser known and significantly less toxic. But, like, I started to get into a groove with the game where I would play, like, 7 matches at a time, and I discovered that I had a very, very big loss aversion. Like, I really hated losing. Like, I would be enjoying myself for like 5 games straight, and then I would start to lose, and I would lose a game, and then I would not want to play another one because I lost. And I've largely gotten over that since then, but it was a really big problem back then. But this loss aversion was made worse by the fact that the MOBA Lite I was playing wasn't exactly well balanced. It was either a completely one-sided stomp in one direction, or a completely one-sided stomp in the other direction. You were either being utterly annihilated or utterly annihilating. There was never any middle ground. That's how it went. And it was really, really, really steep. The learning curve was steep, and the win and lose power curve was steep. Like, oftentimes you get people who were forfeiting 5 minutes into a 30-minute match, because by that time, the outcome had basically been decided. That's how severe it was. Actually, it was probably more like 10 minutes in. The people were asking for surrender votes 10 minutes into a 30-minute match, because it was often impossible to come back from being down. What ended up happening is this losiness seeped into my loss aversion. Like, whenever I started to lose, it would be like a huge stop, so I felt extra bad. And it also compounded by the fact that there was a lot of stun and knock up and interrupt in that game, so it felt like it was impossible to really do anything. And it felt like 2 people just jump out of the grass, and then you're stunned for 10 seconds, and then you're dead. That's kind of how it went a lot of the time when I was frustrated. And it really sucked, and I really, really, really it got bad. It got really bad to the point where I was close to throwing my mobile device across the room, literally. And that's saying something. I do not get that level of angry easily. It was the second closest I've ever been to actually breaking my own property from anger, and it got to this point where I started to realize when I was stomping the other team, not only did it start to lose its charm because I was doing it a lot, not necessarily a lot, but like it happened frequently, and it's just such an easy win that it was rarely all that difficult to keep going once you are going. But like it got to this point where I started to realize that when I was annihilating the other team was probably feeling the same way I was when I was being annihilated. And that, when I realized that, and I've been told by a lot of people that it isn't true, and that I'm unique in this kind of loss aversion, but I doubt that. I severely doubt that. Sincerely, I sincerely doubt that. I keep saying severely doubt that when I mean sincerely. I sincerely doubt that, but like, it got to this point where losing sucked and winning just wasn't gratifying to me, because I realized that when I not only was winning not really engaging because it was so one-sided, but also I realized that when I was winning, the other guys were losing. And that sounds like a no-duh moment, but it actually has very important ramifications. And that kind of led to a sort of... I phased out of the whole PvP genre. Like, I'd been trying to dabble in Battle Royales, and it sucked when I lost because I wasn't very good at shooters back then. I am now, but I wasn't then. Like, I was doing other competitive stuff, and I stopped. I slowly stopped because I realized that in PvP games, the core principle of it is you are fighting other people for the right to win, for the right to succeed at the game. And while a lot of other people I acknowledge definitely don't feel this way, it feels to me that in PvP, the core principle of PvP is that, well, everyone hates everyone hates losing and everyone loves winning. Or rather, everyone dislikes losing and everyone prefers winning. So it occurred to me that in PvP games, the core principle of competing against another player is that if you're playing to win, and so many people are playing to win, and it's always frustrating when you lose, even when you're not playing to win, your fun in a PvP game, if it's not coming from the gameplay itself, and let's face it, a lot of the PvP games are a bit shallow on the gameplay department. They don't really go that deep. Especially the MOBAs and the MOBA lights. Probably other games go a lot deeper, but I haven't played a whole lot of PvP games since. I was mostly playing the MOBAs and MOBA lights and stuff. But like, as a core principle of PvP, if you're not finding your fun from the gameplay, your fun is directly coming at the expense of someone else's fun. And I have been told repeatedly that I am being way too overdramatic about that, but I don't care. But like, your fun comes at the expense of someone else's fun when you're playing a PvP game. And that is just something that, once I realized that, I just lost all, that's Tangaroa over there. I just lost all hope, all heart for PvP stuff. I could not enjoy it. I could not bring myself to like it. It was just unenjoyable, because it came down to me taking the fun out of winning for other people. And that was a major player, but it was also a major element was the fact that PvP in general gives you the opportunity to ruin someone else's fun in more ways than one. And that kind of ability attracts the worst crowd. Like, it happens in Sea of Thieves. It's like, there's a reason that when you talk about games that are infamous for their toxic communities, you're almost always talking about PvP games. Old PvP games that have had a long time to attract the worst kind of people who genuinely, somehow, actually find joy in making other people miserable. And I will never understand that. And it's one of those times when I say, hey, you're free to have an opinion, but you really have to think about how you act on that opinion, and how acting on that opinion influences others. And if you're literally laughing at someone else's suffering, and that just, I hate that. I genuinely hate that. I cannot describe how much I hate that. So that's why I stopped playing PvP games. I still dabble in one occasionally, but only because some friends of mine really like PvP games for the gameplay aspects and the strategy. And I understand why they like them. I just don't like them. I don't find that much joy from them. Anyway, I have spent 99% of this episode off topic, and we are completely out of time. And we are here at Tangaroa, so I will see you guys next week, where we will explore this giant glass dome. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to however much ranting I end up leaving in.